Pull a frozen pizza out of your freezer, it looks done. Cheese in place. Pepperoni arranged. But read the ingredient list on a DiGiorno rising crust and you will find yeast, live yeast, sealed into the dough and frozen before it could finish its job. When you slide that pizza into a 400-degree oven, the heat wakes the yeast. It produces carbon dioxide. The crust rises in your kitchen, not in the factory. The pizza you bought is not a finished product. It is a process paused at -40 degrees, designed to resume the moment you turn on your oven. So what happens inside a frozen pizza factory? Why is the cheese not the same mozzarella you buy at the store? And what does the crust type on the box actually tell you? That rising crust did not always exist. For decades, frozen pizza was one of the worst foods in the American freezer. Sauce seeped through the dough during freezing. Cheese released pools of oil instead of melting. The first frozen pizza patent, filed in 1950 and granted in 1954, was not about the pizza itself. It was an edible sealing layer between the sauce and the dough to keep moisture from destroying the crust. Then, a woman in Minneapolis changed the industry. Rose Totino opened a takeout pizza shop in 1951 with a $1,500 loan. Legend says she baked a pizza for the loan officer because he had never eaten one. By 1962, she was mass-producing frozen pizzas. By the mid-70s, Totino's was the top-selling brand in the country. Pillsbury bought the company for $22 million. Rose became their first female vice president and went to work on the crust. In 1979, she patented a par-fried dough that resisted delamination after freezing. Crisp crust. That patent turned Totino's party pizza into a 300 million unit per year product. But the crust was still flat. The frozen pizza that could rise in your oven was 16 years away. A frozen pizza factory runs as one continuous line. Dough enters at one end. Boxed pizzas leave at the other. The dough is mixed in industrial vats. Flour, water, salt, oil, yeast, and ascorbic acid as a dough conditioner. The mixture is portioned and pressed flat by a sheeting machine that controls thickness to the millimeter. A crucial variable is the W force of the flour, its elasticity. Too elastic, and the dough springs back. Not elastic enough, and it tears. Only a narrow range holds shape through every step that follows. After shaping, the dough moves through a stone oven tunnel at 300 to 350 degrees Celsius. This is par baking, a partial bake that sets the structure and develops the first layer of roasted flavor. The surface browns slightly. The inside stays raw. The crust comes out firm enough to hold toppings but not fully cooked. It finishes in your oven at home. If you have ever wondered why a frozen pizza smells faintly of bread before you even turn on the oven, that is the par bake, flavor locked in at the factory, waiting. Next, the sauce. Nozzles deposit a calibrated amount of tomato paste, mixed with spices onto each crust. Too much, and the moisture will destroy the crust during freezing, the same problem that plagued the industry since the 50s. Then, the cheese. The mozzarella on a frozen pizza is not the same mozzarella you buy at the store. It is low-moisture part-skim mozzarella engineered to contain less water. Fresh mozzarella holds roughly 60% moisture. Low-moisture part-skim holds about 45%. That difference is why frozen pizza works. Regular mozzarella on a frozen pizza would crystallize during freezing, expand, and shatter the protein structure. When baked, it would release water as a pool on the surface, instead of melting evenly. The low-moisture version survives the freeze-thaw-bake cycle. It melts stretchy, even golden brown. Every frozen pizza brand uses it. After the cheese comes the toppings, pepperoni and vegetables, distributed by conveyor. Then, the pizza enters a blast freezer, a tunnel at -40 degrees where high-velocity air circulates in a spiral pattern around each pizza. The pizza freezes solid in 20 minutes. Speed matters. Slow freezing at home freezer temperatures creates large ice crystals that puncture cell walls and destroy the gluten network. The crust comes out of the home freezer stale and crumbly. Blast freezing at -40 creates crystals so small they leave the structure intact. Same ingredients. The speed of the freeze determines whether the crust survives or collapses. Shrink-wrapped, boxed, cold storage, thousands per hour per line. For 40 years, every frozen pizza had a flat crust. Totino's crisp crust dominated because it was the best answer to a bad problem: Fry the dough first so the freezer cannot ruin it. Then in 1995, Kraft did something no one had managed. They made a frozen crust rise. DiGiorno used yeast, baking soda, and chemical dough conditioners. The dough was mixed, shaped, and frozen before the yeast could fully activate. Vacuum-sealed packaging kept out oxygen that would degrade the dough. When the consumer's oven hit 400 degrees, the yeast woke up. The crust expanded. A frozen pizza behaved like fresh dough for the first time. Within 3 years, DiGiorno was the #1 frozen pizza in America. It has held that position for nearly 30 years. The technology was valuable enough to steal. 1 year after DiGiorno launched, Schwan's released its own rising crust pizza under the Freschetta brand. Kraft sued. The accusation: Schwan's had hired away a Kraft contractor to obtain proprietary rising crust formulation secrets. The case took 5 years to settle. A frozen pizza crust recipe was worth half a decade of litigation. The tagline told the rest of the story. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. For the first time, a frozen pizza company positioned itself not against other frozen brands, but against the pizzeria down the street. The average delivery pizza now costs over $18. A DiGiorno costs $6. The technology that made a crust rise in a home oven did not just change the frozen aisle. It undercut the economics of the entire pizza delivery industry. 3 words on the box tell you what happens in your oven. Par-baked means the crust was partially cooked at the factory. Your oven finishes it thinner, crispier, faster. Totino's and most thin crust brands use this method. Self-rising means the crust contains live dormant yeast. Your oven is the second half of the process. Thicker, chewier, closer to delivery. DiGiorno and Freschetta use this. These pizzas must stay frozen. If the dough thaws before baking, the yeast activates prematurely, and the crust will not rise. That is why every DiGiorno box says, "Do not allow pizza to thaw." Next time you open the freezer, flip the box. If it says self-rising, your oven is doing work the factory deliberately left unfinished. If it says thin and crispy, the factory did everything, your oven is just reheating. The pizza looks the same going in. What happens inside is completely different. 1 pizza, 2 ovens. The factory bakes the first half. Your kitchen finishes the rest. $6 for a process that took 40 years to get right. That's the process. We reveal how things actually work, one story at a time. If there's something you'd like us to explore next, let us know. Until then, trust the process.